Hello, SquirrelTribe 2.0. Happy Monday, my dudes. I hope you guys had a really good weekend. Hey, side note, wanted to do a live stream yesterday, but see what had happened was, it turns out at 41, I cannot drink and dance and stuff like I could at not 41. And that's exactly what the man and I did on Saturday night, because we had a last minute date night, childless date night that we have not had since we moved to the beach. So when a friend of hers asked her to sleep over and we trusted that friend and the location that she was in and her mom, we were like, okay, cool, go. And then we had this whole night for ourselves and it was a lot of fun. I'll tell you all about it. But turns out Sunday morning when I woke up, I was not feeling my best. And it took me all of Sunday to feel better. And around 4:30, I was literally like, oh, Michelle, you gotta do a live stream. You can't let the SquirrelTribe down. Then I was like, no, they love me. They'll understand. Mama not up for it. It was not going to be a good one. Y'all would have been like, nah, just go ahead and end this. I don't want to do this today. So this is what happened. So Saturday, the man and I, we had plans with the kid to go do some stuff or whatever else, but a friend of hers was like, hey, sleep over. And she was like, please. And I was like, please, like, get the hell on, little girl. Give dad and I some time to ourselves. Like, we have it during the day while she's at school, and that's great. But a nighttime kind of thing would be so much better, right? So I decided that since it was going to be a date/night, I was going to do something a little cuter than my normal, like sweatpants and t-shirts and Adidas slides, or like my Hey Dudes and some ripped jeans and like a t-shirt. I was like, get a little cutesy. Don't go crazy because it's too much work. So I wore, oh, here they are. Look, I'm gonna show you. I actually showed these to you guys at Christmas when I got them, I think. I wore these, which they're kind of dirty now from what happened Saturday night, but I wore these little, they got like the little lift to them on the inside. So it gives you a little pop while you walk, you know? So I wore these and some black like jean leggings, but not jean. They're stretchy, but I don't know how to explain them, but they're not like workout leggings. I don't know, but they were nice. So I wore those and like this little green shirt and a little blue jean jacket that had like a sweatshirt material gray hood, and the sleeves were like sweatshirt material too. And I wore some little baby hoops. I was like, these feel like mom hoops, but it's fine. But my hair was in a ponytail. I didn't go like balls to the wall with it, right? But I was looking kind of cute. I was fine. So I wore that, and the man was like, hey, I like what you got on there. And I was like, okay, thanks, you know, whatever. It's funny, 15 years of marriage and almost 15 years of marriage, and it gives me a compliment. And I'm all like, whatever. So we ended up going to our friend Mary. She works at this new place that had this, it's like a big furniture place, and they had this grand opening kind of thing. So we went and did that, just he and I, and that was a lot of fun. And then we decided we were gonna go check out this On the Harbor restaurant that we've seen the name. Like anytime we've driven by the harbor in Destin, we see these names of these places, but sometimes I can't see the building, so I don't know exactly what it's gonna be like, right? Well, last Friday when I got to do lunch, we got to do lunch with G.I. Justin. I don't call him G.I. Justin in person. I'm like, what's up, G.I. Justin? That'd be weird. I'm gonna do it tomorrow though. Next time I see him, I'm gonna say G.I. Justin. Anyway, so we had lunch with him and Lauren, and then we went to this place called Red Door, which honestly is more like the second we walked into there, I was like, this feels like the place you go like when you're 19 or 20 and want to pretend like you're 21 because you got that fake ID from that person, you know what I'm saying? And so you go to this bar and it's like bikers and everybody that's 3 times your age and full of smoke and all kinds of stuff. Not really where you want to be, but the drinks are really strong and they're really cheap, so you stay. That's where we went Friday after we had lunch. We went over to this place called Red Door and got a couple of like 1 or 2 margaritas, and they were stupid good and a really good price. But while we're sitting there, I realized you can see the harbor, the Destin harbor from there. And there was this place called The Edge, and it has a sky bar. And I was like, oh, what is this? So I Google it, I look it up, and the pictures, y'all, the pictures of the food look freaking amazing. And the view from up on the sky bar, which is up top, you can see the whole harbor and all the little boats and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, that's so nice. So Saturday, in passing, before I knew we were gonna have a date night, I mentioned to the man, Kevin, I said, you know what we should do sometime? We need to go to that Skybar place and kind of check it out. And so, because he listens to me when I don't really expect him to absorb the random shits that I say, he listened to me. So Saturday night, he's like, all right, let's go. And I'm like, where are we going? He's like, just come on. And I was like, okay. Honestly, could have taken me anywhere. We went bowling one day after school last week. So much fun. I don't really care where we go as long as we're like together, because it's my favorite place to be and it's a lot of fun. So he took me to Edge, okay, called the Edge. And then we went upstairs to Sky Bar. And it was good, y'all. It was good. So I ordered fried green tomatoes. Like out of the entire menu, I was like, fried green tomatoes. I love them. So I got those. And what it was, they did a fried green tomato and they had like a fried mozzarella patty. So like mozzarella stick, but squished down. And then another fried green tomato, mozzarella patty. Fried green tomato, it was like this whole plate of them. And then they put crawfish on it. Y'all, I'm a little drooly now because it was so good. And like it's lemon butter sauce. Oh God. So I had that, and then I had this little fancy blue drink, and then I had this blood orange margarita. But the thing with that place was when you went up there, it said adults only, like 21 and up. And I was like, yes, no children. And then this lady came through with her stroller and her newborn baby. And I was like, ma'am, do you see the sign? Like, But then I assumed that because it's a baby, it's not gonna be like a 4-year-old running around, then maybe that's okay. Maybe that was different. Honestly, I didn't care either way. But we went up to this bar thing, or the Sky Bar thing. You know what? We're talking. I should just pull it up and show you what it looks like, or else you won't understand how freaking pretty it is. Although y'all could also Google it. Help a girl out, do a little work for yourself. Let me find a picture here. Okay, so I looked at the pictures of it during the daytime. A little different at night. So this is during the daytime. Can y'all see? So this is Sky Bar. It's all open and stuff, and you can see all the little whatevers and whatnots. Okay, so that's where we went. But at night, it's a little bit different. And then the food, let me show you a picture of the food. Oh, look, I ordered this drink. Hold on. See that little blue thing right there? I had one of those. It was tasty. But let me find the food. Oh, no, what the hell is that? That's not it. Nope, that's not it either. I want to show you the food that I saw that made me go, well, that looks tasty. Well, okay, fancy. I guess tasty and fancy are the same thing. They got fancy looking food. You see that? That's fancy. So we go to this place, but it's dark out. Okay, so you go upstairs, and it turns out they don't have servers. I was like, how does this work? So you go to the bar, and you scan a QR code, because yay, QR codes. You scan a QR code, you pull up the menu, and you order your food with the bartender. They give you a little number like you're at, I don't know, Smash Burger, and then you take it to your table and set it down, and then they bring you your food later. And we went to a table first, and we sat at a table, and they had live music there. They had this guy there that was singing. He was pretty good. So we go sit at this table, and I'm like, oh, this is nice. You know, it's a table for like 12 people. And across from us, there happened to be, it looked like a bachelorette kind of party, or maybe just a girls' night out. I don't know. And it was kind of chilly. Like I was a little cold, but this lady had on like a spaghetti strap top. And I'm like, ma'am, how are your shoulders out? How are you not freezing? It's breezy up in here. And then she turned in her 9-month pregnant belly. I was like, oh, that's why, because you're an inferno when you're pregnant. Side note, for those who don't know, middle of January, walking around in flip-flops and shorts and a tank top when you're 9 months pregnant, because your body heat just skyrockets. But anyway, so we're sitting there, and we decide that we'll go to the bar and order the food and some drinks, and we'll go sit back down. But once we got to the bar, we're like, no, we'll just stay here at the bar. So we stayed at the bar, and we had the food and the drinks. The man got a burger and some fries. The fries were kind of like the kind you get at Five Guys Burgers and Fries. The burger looked pretty good. He said it was nothing amazing, but he'd eat it again if it was an option, because it was like a decent price burger on the harbor, which is hard to find. So we get done and we go to leave. We're both kind of like, I mean, thanks. You know, it was nice. It was fun seeing like the lights of like the little tiki. So there are these like floating tiki bars, tiki hut things on the harbor in Destin, where you can rent this whole floating tiki hut out, and it's just drinks. You just sit on a tiki hut and drink, and it floats you all across the bay and the harbor. And so a couple of those were coming in, because it turns out they rent them out at night from like 6:30 to 8. And I was like, hey, sir, we need to do that the next time the family's in town. So family, we're gonna take some tiki hut drinks one night when you're here. Anyway, got to see some of those, but then we go to leave. Okay, we go to leave, and we walk down and we walk out, and we're having this conversation, and I'm looking this way and he's looking kind of at me, but none of us are looking over here. So we're having a conversation, and I keep hearing what sounds like really good music, and I'm like, finally I said, what is that? And I turn, and in like over like some bushes or something, I see like blue light, pink light, purple light, green light, like little flashing lights, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, well, we need to figure it out. And so we couldn't, it didn't occur to us to walk backwards and try to go around. No. So instead we walked up, cut through some trees, went down this little path, went behind the building, and it turns out there's this place called Harbor Tavern. Y'all, if you ever visit Destin, Fort Walton, Okaloosa, whatever, drive there and go there as long as you're not a stick in the mud. If you're a stick in the mud, please don't do it because you're going to ruin it. But if you like to have fun, go to the Harbor Tavern. So here's what happened. Y'all, I got to tell y'all about Harbor Tavern and that night. No. Okay. So here's what happened. So we go around through the cut and whatever, and we get down there, and it's literally like this little shanty. Is that the right kind of word? No. It's like I don't know what the hell to call it. It's like if you just took this and like shoved it into the ground. Like that's what it was. Because the top of it, you couldn't see the top of Harbor Tavern walking down because it was covered in grass. Like the top of the building is underground. Okay. But when you get in there, they have this big open bar, and then there's like some cool seating behind it. And then they just like open space for tables and dancing and live music. So we go to the bar, and the chick at the bar, she's like, what can I get for you? And I was like, I'll take a margarita. Now, mind you, I had 3 fried green tomatoes and 2 little mozzarella things to eat. Okay, that was my dinner. 3 fried green tomatoes, 2 little mozzarella things. And I had a blue drink, and then I had a blood orange margarita, which they were weak. They didn't do anything good. So we get to this bar, and we sit down, and we're just watching everybody. And the lady goes, hey, yeah, we have live music coming on in about so-and-so. She said their band name is 1211. And I was like, 1211? She's like, yeah, the number 12, the word 11. And I was like, okay, cool. And I thought about looking them up, and I was like, nah, that spoils the fun. Let's wait and see what they do. And we were trying to decide what kind of music they were going to play, because the Red Door place that we went to was like honky tonk, twang, country. All the bikers were there. Everybody had like long beards, just it was very bikery, but it was really cool. So I wasn't sure what kind of music to expect, but the reason we noticed this place is Harbor Tavern is because the music we could hear was like something we would listen to. Is like current modern day, like SZA or Her, H-E-R, Her, and then like some Jeremiah and some whatever else. So we're sitting at the bar, get our first drink, and I was like, oh, this is a tasty drink. It was a very good drink. And he got one. And then we're just listening to music, we're talking, we're watching everybody hanging out, whatever, and finish our drinks and order a second drink. Okay, second drink. And then the band comes on and they start setting up and getting all their stuff together. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, I don't know what kind of music they're going to play. Like I'm looking at them and I think to myself, this is going to be like 90s grunge or ska music or whatever else. Like that's what I was expecting. I was expecting a little bit of like, who was I expecting? Like, at first I thought like Dave Matthews, like I thought they were gonna be like chill, like whatever. No. And then I was like, no. But Incubus, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Incubus. You're probably not. But I started thinking they'd be like that. And then I was thinking, no, they're gonna be kind of like, maybe they're like Run DMC, because it was a predominantly black crew, but there was a white guitarist. And I was like, well, I don't know what they're gonna do. And then Broski pulls out his saxophone and sets it down behind him. And I was immediately intrigued. And I was like, oh, we can't leave until music starts. Because we were going to just finish our drinks and go. We're like, oh, this is cool, but you know, meh. Well, not meh. It was like really cool. But we're like, we don't need to stay out that late. Let's go home. We'll watch a movie. And we have the whole place to ourselves and no child. Y'all know what I'm saying? Because you're adults. Just put it out there. But instead, they started playing. And I was like, oh, we're staying here until they kick us out. The music was so good. So good. This man, his name is Eric, the lead singer for 1211. So good. Oh my gosh, so good. And then the guitarist could just like rip like nobody's business. And then when Eric's playing the saxophone, I was like, this is amazing. So then the man and I decided to move from the bar to a table in the front, right next to the music, right? And there's this group of girls, okay? There's a group of girls down there that are like celebrating. And this girl, y'all, I thought she had just turned 21. Yeah, this is important. I thought she had just turned 21. Tiny thing. I was bigger than her when I shot out the womb. Like I've never been that tiny in my life. Tiny little thing. She's wearing this cute little flowery thing, Asian chick wearing this cute little flowery outfit, just absolutely friggin' tiny. And she's dancing with her other friend. And her other friend is like white girl with like kind of beachy hair. She's wearing like a white tank top and holey jeans and some Birkenstocks and a cardigan, like this big, huge cardigan kind of thing. So the two vibes were totally different, but they were hanging out, dancing, having fun, having drinks, whatever else. And we were trying to decide, because I told y'all I make up stories trying to figure out what's what, who's who. I was like, you know, maybe they are friends. Maybe they just met here and they just want to have some drinks and dance, because what happens on the dance floor stays on the dance floor. You know what I'm saying? So they're dancing, and then this older woman comes out. Y'all, this older woman comes out. She's probably 70s. I'm gonna say 70s. She comes out on the dance floor, and you can tell mama is a little tipsy there. So she gets out on the dance floor and she's like dancing around. She's got all this going on to the music, right? And this guy walks up to her and grabs her hand and starts dancing with her. They're doing little twirls and little spins and stuff. It was absolutely amazing. But then I go up to Eric, the lead singer, saxophonist, and I said, hey, listen, I got $20 here. What are the odds, a little careless whispers on the saxophone? And he was like, oh, fuck me. Like, sorry with the F-bomb. But that's what he said, because it would have killed the vibe of the place if he had played careless whispers on a saxophone. And I really showed my age at 41 going, I would love to hear little George Michael's on the saxophone, right? Kenny G it up, right? But he was like, yeah, I know it. And I was like, okay, no, don't do that. But will you play something for me later? And he's like, yeah. I was like, cool. Do you mind if I put it on my YouTube channel? Because you guys are freaking baller, and I would love to put like a short or something up there and just tag your YouTube channel and your Instagram or whatever. He's like, sure. He's like, what's your YouTube? So I show him, right? And so we go get another drink at that point. They take a little break. The man and I get another drink and go back down to the tables and start talking to people. When the music comes back up, there's a lot of dancing going on and a lot of new people show up. So end up dancing with like this group of my age and older, and then some younger, just like the whole group, whatever. End up dancing with them. And then, y'all, the lead singer, Eric, points at me and he's like, get your phone out. So I take my phone out, and you guys have probably seen the short. If you haven't, go watch it. So I pull it up and he's like, this is for SquirrelTribe. And I was like, son of a bitch, he said my name. Well, not really my name because I'm Michelle, but you know what I mean? I'm SquirrelTribe. So he says it, and then he just like goes off on the saxophone, and I'm just like, oh, this is so amazing. This is 3 drinks in. Okay. So then we're still dancing. And then I was like, babe, I gotta pee. And the downside to going to pee after you've had drinks is that as soon as you open the floodgates, you gotta pee every 30 seconds. And I have to go all the time anyway. I have like the world's smallest bladder. It's like a pee, I guess. I don't like a pea sized for pee. Anyway, so I go to the bathroom and I come back out, and then he's like, I got you another drink while you were in the bathroom. So I take a sip and I was like, this feels like it wasn't made with love like the first ones. And he's like, somebody else made it. The dude made it. And I was like, I don't like it. It doesn't taste right. I don't think he used clear tequila. Without clear tequila, I will vomit. I don't know why. Whatever coloring is in non-clear tequila in my stomach, we do not get along. Like it has been tested and it has been proven time and time again. If you give me non-clear, I will vomit. So he was like, just take it back up there and go to the girl and ask her to, pour it out and then, pay for a new one. So I went back up and I explained to her. So she made me a new drink, didn't charge me, made him another one, didn't charge, and I took it back down. So this is 4 margaritas in, okay? 4, but they're little. You're thinking to yourself, they're little drinks. There's a lot of ice in there. It's not a big deal. And you're dancing, you're working it off while you drink it. It's fine. You're gonna be fine, okay? And I would have been fine if it hadn't been for the birthday girl. So we're still dancing and a lot's happening. And then I decided it's time to go. I'm like, babe, we should go because can't really feel my face and it's a little hot out here now and whatever else. We should really go. And he's like, okay, let's go. So we go back up to the bar area, and I was like, let me buy a sweatshirt first because I'm a t-shirt, sweatshirt girl. I buy things to wear from places that I like. So I now have a Harbor Tavern sweatshirt in a 2XL because I wanted to be able to wear it around the house and it covered my butt. That's the whole reason I got a 2XL, by the way. So I get this sweatshirt and I'm going to pay for it. And as I walk up to the register with the lady who made my drinks, birthday girl is next to me and she's talking to some other lady, and she turns around and looks at me and I was like, hey, it's your birthday. She's like, yeah. I was like, happy birthday. I was like, let me buy you a shot. Actually, the man was like, buy her a shot. I was like, all right. So I said, what would you like? She's like, tequila. And I'm like, cool. So I go, 1 shot of tequila, please. And Kevin goes, you're going to make the birthday girl take a shot by herself? And I was like, oh, that's awful. No, I would never do that to the birthday girl. 2 shots. So I take a shot with birthday girl. So I've had 4 margaritas here, 1 at Sky Bar, plus whatever that blue drink was at Sky Bar. That was rum though. The rest have been tequila. And then now a shot, okay? So I take the shot and I turn to her and I was like, was it your 21st birthday, like 21 or 22 or whatever? 37. I'm like, are you fucking kidding? Like I literally got like immediately just pissed. I'm like, how in the hell do you look like this at 37 when I've never looked like that in all my years? Like, what? How? Why? And she loved the fact that I thought she was 21. So she grabs me and starts kissing me all over my face, like super excited and hugging me and whatever else. And my brain was like, yeah, we're out of the COVID days of people not wanting to touch people. That's fine. So anyway, then this is what's so funny. She pulls out her phone to start showing me pictures of her 14-year-old son who's at home cutting the grass so that she could come out and have fun with her friends and party and drink. That's how you know you're a parent and that you're over 35. When at your birthday celebration, while you're drunk and you're taking shots with some random chick you've never met, you pull out your phone and start bragging about your kid. And I'm like, this is my life. I love my life. It was great. So then I'm like, all right, we gotta go, y'all. I was like, babe, we gotta leave. I was having so much fun though. Like I didn't want to, I wanted to stay as long as possible, but I also knew we needed to get home. It was after midnight. I was like, let's go. So we go to leave and I got to pick the playlist for the ride home. And when I tell y'all, I thought I was 18 again. It's absolutely 21. I didn't drink till I was 21, Mom. I feel like I was 21 again. So the windows are down. I put on my playlist. I've got it cranked up. I'm like singing in the car, you know, whatever else. We get back to the apartment and we get upstairs and everything's great. And then Kevin's like, so, and I'm like, I can't, everything is spinning. So our adult night had no adult night activities because the room was like spinning. And I went to sleep I laid down in the bedroom. And as soon as I laid down sideways, my whole head said like this. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And I was like, nope, that's not gonna work for me. So I came out to the couch where I could sit up straight and sleep like this, like a weird little whatever. So I decided to sleep on the couch. But first I took a Tylenol so I wouldn't die. So then I go to sleep on the couch. And then I wake up in the middle of the night and I go to the bathroom and I literally sit in the bathroom for like 20 minutes going, but are you going to throw up? You're not going to throw up. You're fine. Don't throw up. And I played Mahjong on my phone to keep me occupied. And after 20 minutes of not throwing up, I was like, all right, I'm going to go back to bed. So I went back to the couch and went to sleep. And I thought I felt fine. I thought I was great. I thought everything was hunky-dory. Then the man comes out at like 7 o'clock in the morning, time change, side note, Saturday night, which we completely forgot about. He comes out at 7 o'clock or something in the morning. He's like, hey, how you doing? I was like, oh my God, why are you yelling at me? Stop. And he's like, you didn't drink any water last night, did you? I was like, yes, I did. I took Tylenol. He's like, did you drink just enough water to swallow the Tylenol? And I was like, yeah. He's like, then you didn't drink any water last night. And I was like, oh, you have a point there. And so then I didn't move for like 3 hours. I was like, everything feels like you're 41. Everything feels like you should not have drank how much you drank last night. And maybe you shouldn't have danced so hard. And then maybe you should have also like toned your little ass down on the car ride home. And maybe you should have thrown up when you woke up in the middle of the night. Maybe it would have helped. So I felt like absolute trash. And then the kid sends me a text at like 10:30. She's like, hey, I'm ready to go. I'm really stuffy. I need a Zyrtec or whatever else. So the man's like, you clearly don't want to cook breakfast. I don't know what you would want to eat. He's like, do you want to get out of the house and go get something? And I was like, yeah, no, I can do that. So, you know, I put in my contacts and I get ready and we go. And I spent literally the entire day Sunday just rubbing my hands across my face and doing this and like leaning like this everywhere. So we went to get brunch, and where we went for brunch, it was trash. It was not good. The only thing that was good, Kevin got bottomless mimosas. And he's like, you need hair of the dog. You need to drink a mimosa. And I was like, this feels like such bad advice. I'm a halfway do it, but it feels like really bad advice. So I ordered a waffle, ate half of my waffle, and then I drank half of a mimosa. Side note, probably the best mimosa I've ever had. But it did actually help me a little bit. I don't know if it was getting the food in my stomach, if it was the itty bitty baby sip of champagne that helped, or the windows being down, driving around. It did help a lot. Then we got home and I just chugged a ton of water, had some more coffee, just sat on the couch and watched movies all day long, which is why I was not here with you. And then this morning I woke up perfectly fine, as you can tell. I was like, wash my hair, make it all clean, put on some makeup, whatever else. Put in a little mom hoops, you're fine. So I do feel much better today. It took 23 minutes to tell that story. I apologize. But it was great. So I had a really nice weekend. It was enjoyable. I loved it immensely. And I'm sorry I wasn't here with you guys for the live stream, but there was reasons. And I had something pulled up and I think I accidentally closed it. Hold on. Let's try this. I wanted to share this with you guys that I saw. I should have done this first because half of you probably left already because 23 minutes of me rambling about a bar. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Where is this? Oh, this thing is so funny. Look, I saw this article and I was like, huh. It says here, Spanish judge orders man to pay ex-wife $215,000 for 25 years of housework. And I was like, Spanish people got it right. What is this? So it says a Spanish court has awarded a woman $215,000 from her ex-husband to compensate her for 25 years of doing housework, according to Spanish newspaper El País. P-A-I-S. El País? País? I'm horrible at other languages. The woman, Ivana Morale, will receive monthly payments of roughly $528 from her ex-husband per the court judgment. It says here that the total amount for the payment was based on the minimum monthly professional wage for housekeepers during the 25 years the pair were married. According to Euronews, Morale says she exclusively handled the couple's housework during their marriage. She raised 2 daughters, took care of her husband, and ensured their house was always impeccable, she said. She also argued that during that time she could not pursue her own career, the website reported, because her exclusive dedication to the house and home and family. Her ex-husband built a successful gym business and where he accumulated and exponentially increased his assets. Morale told the courtroom that she felt economically threatened, worthless, and dependent during her 25-year-long marriage. Listen. You do you, boo. I'm glad you got some money out of that. So people seem to think that if you happen to be a stay-at-home mom or a housewife or whatever else, that you're not doing anything and you're just, hanging out. Bullshit. Do you understand? I know I've said this before. I do not understand how hard it is to be a homemaker versus going to work. Like, I thought going to work for corporate America for forever and a day and working, 60 hours a week and then coming home and taking care of stuff was difficult. But weirdly, being always here is harder to me, in my opinion, because now if I don't get everything done, I feel like I'm failing and I'm not accomplishing my sole task in life now. Because before, I had so many tasks, like going to work was a huge thing and making sure I got all my stuff done there. And if something fell by the wayside at home, it was okay because most of my time was spent at work, right? Well, now all of my time is spent here. And if something doesn't get done, I literally have small little moments of panic and that you have one job kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, well, you wash the dishes, you wash the clothes, you clean this, you do that. Yes, the man will do it. Yes, if I said, babe, like yesterday, I was like, I don't want to do anything. He fed me. He got me my coffee when I wanted. He brought me water. He let me lay on the couch. And I say whatever. You know what I mean? I laid on the couch all day and didn't do anything. And then today I woke up and I was like, all right, it feels weird not doing stuff every single day. But for this woman to get divorced and after 25 years, because you have to think, you've been a caregiver or stay-at-home mom or housewife for 25 years, getting out into the job market, almost impossible unless you somehow were able to keep up with technology and everything else while also taking care of the kids and stuff from home. And according to this, she didn't get to do that. Most places are gonna be like, so what was your last job? 25 years ago. Okay, cool. Next, we don't need you. Really, all she'd be able to do is go be a cleaning person somewhere. In theory, like that would be the main job she would do, or a daycare possibly, because of her raising 2 kids, but her cleaning everything all the time. So for the fact that a court saw that what she did had value and was worth something and willingly gave her like back pay for it, to me speaks volumes. I know here, I think it's called alimony. Isn't it called alimony when you get divorced and if you've and whatever spouse made the most ends up paying the other spouse or something like that? I don't know how it works because I've never gone through it and I will never go through it because that man thinks he's going anywhere over his dead body. I don't know how it all works, but that's kind of what it feels like to me, like she got alimony or something. But still, the fact that the courts saw the monetary value in what she did as a wife, as a mom, I think speaks volumes. I mean, I think it's great. I love it. I think it's great. Here, they base it off how much the man makes and then tells you how much you can have, as opposed to based off of how hard you worked in your marriage to ensure that the man could then go make, his paycheck or whatever, and that your kids could, be raised like normal adults or humans or whatever else. So I thought it was kind of neat that she's getting some money now. $528 a month isn't a whole lot, but y'all, it's still better than nothing and being left feeling, how did she phrase this? Because I can understand that, economically threatened, worthless, and dependent. You don't like feeling dependent on anybody. When I quit corporate America it was so incredibly hard for me for the first couple of months before the man and I decided that I would work with him on his company, that it felt weird to me to go, babe, I need money. Ugh, no, I've always figured out how to make my own money. So having to ask for it rubbed me wrong in so many different ways. So that's why now I don't do that. Like, I have my own streams of income and everything else. He has his streams of income. We have the together streams of income. It makes it so that I never feel like I have to rely on somebody, or like if something happened to him, I would be useless, worthless, whatever else. And vice versa. If anything happened to me, he still has his stuff and he still knows how to take care of himself. You know, it's not like I wait on him hand and foot. But I had somebody comment, which I know you probably didn't mean it like this, but it came across like super douchebag. When I made the video on Friday and I talked about I get up and I come out here and I make the man's coffee and make my coffee, and the person was like, why can't he just make his own coffee? It's a Keurig. And I'm like, but why? I mean, he can if he wants it, but generally speaking, if he hasn't made it when I get up, I ask because I am his wife, because I do like taking care of him. Same way if my kid wakes up, I'm going to ask them, do you want food? Yeah, she's 13. She can cook for herself. But as her mother, I want to say, hey, can I feed you? What would you like to eat? Because that brings me joy and happiness and pleasure. Like I said, I'm like a 50s housewife in a modern day, don't mess with me kind of whatever. When we first got together, he washed his clothes, I washed mine. And then one day I said, babe, let me just do it. And I took over all of it. And he would try to cook for us. And I was like, nah, I got it. And I cook for everything. I go to the grocery store. I wash the dishes. However, if I'm doing something and there's dirty dishes or I don't want to do the dishes, he says, do you want me to do them? Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Or I'll say, I need to get ready. He'll say, what do you want me to do while you do what you need to do? What can I do to help you? He's always asking, what can I do to help you? But the thing is, for me, mentally, personally, emotionally, it gives me more satisfaction to be able to say, I take care of him. You know what I mean? Not in a motherly kind of way, but in how a wife should be with her husband. And I don't know, I don't like the word subservient or whatever that thing is. Like, I know that's a thing, but it's not like that. It's more of he would never demand anything. Oh, I'd like to see him try. I love him, but that's stupid. No, that's just comical. Sorry, I'm laughing at myself here. He would never demand anything, but I will always offer everything because that's just how I am, which is really weird. That's how I am growing up in a household without a dad. You know what I mean? Like, I thought about that. Like, technically, we both grew up in households without dads. So for us to have the kind of marriage that we have, I think is really freaking spectacular because we didn't see marriages growing up, So I wonder if we both base our stuff off of, or how we are off of the movies or TV shows that we liked, or like the books or whatever else. I never stopped to think about that. I can't think of what TV or movie couple I would say that we're like, or that I watched and wanted to be like growing up. I don't think there is one. I just gave myself homework. Now I'm curious, and I'll have to tell you guys later because that's just a random thought that hit me. But, like, I never saw how to be treated by a guy, and he never saw how a guy should treat a woman. Yet, he knows how to treat me exactly the right way, and I know what to expect or what I want from treatment from him. That's really weird. This feels like a little therapy session, but okay. Anyway, it's just really weird that I thought about it like that just now. So that's that. Looky, thankful for my tribe. It's staying there all the time. Just so you guys know, I'm super thankful for you guys. I am going to go now. Doesn't mean I don't love you. Just means I'm going to go now. But I hope you guys had a really good weekend. I know, again, 2.0, really random, useless videos, I guess you'd say, but they're useful for me because I get to see you guys, talk to you guys and, friend to friend kind of stuff. So that makes me happy. Oh, no, don't go. That's the other thing I wanted to share with you guys. Hold on. So there's this thing that I saw. I used to love Winnie the Pooh when I was little. Like, I like Tigger, T-I-double-Ger. Tigger was my absolute favorite, but I also liked Piglet. And I had this weird soft spot for Eeyore. But Eeyore also made me uncomfortable as a child. And I couldn't explain it. I didn't really understand it. But then I saw this thing here, and it made me think that maybe that's why. So is there a picture? Let me show you the picture. So here's the picture. Here's the picture. So there's a little picture of Eeyore and Pooh and Piglet and Christopher Robin. And so here's what this thing says. It says, it occurred to Pooh and Piglet that they hadn't heard from Eeyore in several days. So they put on their hats and coats and trotted across the 100-acre wood to Eeyore's stick house. Inside the house was Eeyore. Hello, Eeyore, said Pooh. Hello, Pooh. Hello, Piglet, said Eeyore in a glum-sounding voice. We just thought we'd check in on you, said Piglet, because we hadn't heard from you, and so we wanted to know if you were okay. Eeyore was silent for a moment. Am I okay? He asked eventually. Well, I don't know, to be honest. Are any of us really okay? That's what I ask myself. All I can tell you, Pooh and Piglet, is that right now I feel really rather sad and alone and not much fun to be around at all, which is why I haven't bothered you, because you wouldn't want to waste your time hanging out with someone who is sad and alone and not much fun to be around at all, would you now? Pooh looked at Piglet and Piglet looked at Pooh, and they both sat down, one on either side of Eeyore in his stick house. Eeyore looked at them in surprise. What are you doing? We're sitting here with you, said Pooh, because we are your friends. And true friends don't care if someone is feeling sad or alone or not much fun to be around at all. True friends are there for you anyway, and so here we are. Oh, said Eeyore. Oh. And the three of them sat there in silence. And while Pooh and Piglet said nothing at all, somehow, almost imperceptibly, Eeyore started to feel a very tiny little bit better because Pooh and Piglet were there. No more, no less. And I absolutely love that, y'all. Like no more, no less. Sometimes you just need to be there. No more, no less. No words need to be spoken. No actions need to be taken. It's just the literal being there. So they say all the time, you know, reach out to your quiet friends, reach out to your strong friends. I just wanted to remind people that if you have friends or family or whatever else that you don't always feel comfortable being around, maybe because their mood or mind frame is not the same as yours, maybe be around them anyway and just be silent. Just be there and see how it changes. See if it changes their mood and mindset and the way you two or however many interact. Just a thought that I wanted to share with you guys because I read that and to me that was very profound and strong. So that's that. Now I will let you guys go and enjoy the rest of your Monday. I will tell you that next Sunday we could live stream, but I will be in Georgia with the entire family. So we could entire family live stream. Holy shit, that'd be so much fun. Okay, so we'll live stream next Sunday. I'll give you a heads up on what time once I figure it out. I don't know what noise that just was. That was the overexcited noise. Anyways, I don't know what the plans are for Sunday. We'll figure it out. We will live stream next Sunday with the whole family and it will be fun. There will be drinks. I'm just gonna throw it out there. There'll probably be a drink or two. No pressure. If you don't have drinks, not a big deal at all. Get some water. We'll still toast each other on Sunday. We'll just call it a shits and giggles toast instead of a celebration toast, right? Okay, that's all. I love you all. Have a good rest of your Monday. I'm gonna try to see you tomorrow. No promises, but I'm gonna try my hardest, but no promises. Wednesday for sure. Can't let hump day go without saying hi, but I'm gonna try for tomorrow too. Okay, love you. Bye.